start for our weekly update. Before discussing last week update related to GST, we will like to discuss about the service tax notices or a show cause notices issued under the service tax regime. So friends, in the last month, that is December month, and in last few weeks, it is observed that the many of the show cause notices has been issued by the government under the service tax, and this show cause notice has issued on the basis of certain factors, like there is a difference between 26S and the service tax return file. There is a difference between the books of accounts and the service tax return, IT income tax return filed and service tax return, VAT return and service tax return. So such a data has compared, and the one can say that the service tax notices has issued without applying the MIND. So many of the notices we observe that the even not having a tax liability they had issued and not considered even standard exemptions, etc. So just to discuss and highlight, one of the client who has approached us for the replying to the show cause notices is related to GTA, and even the standard deduction available under the service tax regime has not considered while drafting that show cause notice. So even standard deductions has also not considered while issuing the show cause notices. Thus, whenever you are replying to such a show cause notices, certain key aspects should be taken to the mind. First, many they had prescribed that the show cause notice should be replied within the 30 days. So whatever the prescribed time limit should be replied, give the reply to the show cause notice. Now question arises whether reply is essential. So friends, it is better to reply, because if ex parte order get passed, then you have to fight out that case at the appellate level. Hence it better to reply to show cause notice if there is no liability, and sorted out case at this stage only. So in many cases, there is a reconciliation matter only. Further, they had invoked the extended period of 5 years without any major reason. So only the non-payment of the tax cannot be said to be the reason for the invoking of the 5 years time limit. So one can say many of the SCNs are time barred also. So please check these aspects also while replying to SCN. Second, the case to case, you have to see that whether the opportunity for personal hearing, pre-consultation meeting, etc., has been given to the assessee. If the same is not been given, then it can be said that the opportunity of hearing has not received, or in many cases the category under which SCN has issued itself is not correct, and hence that show cause notice can be said to be invalid. So in such a show cause notice which are issued without applying even a mind, and which are not having a exact, or one can say which are not having an exact reason or rationale for issuing of the show cause notice and invoking of the time extended period of 5 years, then these show cause notice are not going to be sustained at the higher forum. So please reply to such a show cause notice considering all these aspects case to case basis. So this is about the service tax regime or the pre-GST regime, wherein show cause notice has been various show cause notice has been issued to the assessee. So let's start about the GST. So last week update of the GST. So friends, one can say one of the key circular we would like to discuss, which is issued by the Maharashtra government. So Maharashtra government has now provides that the instead of adopting the GST circular as it is issued by the central government, they are now going to examine the applicability for the Maharashtra state, and then they will issue the separate circular for that purpose. So now one can say there could be, in days to come, we will see that there could be the different provision for the central, which is or clarification which is given by the central government and the state government. So one can say RIP to the now one nation one tax. So whether really this is a one nation one tax, because in future we could have that the for same goods or services there could be the different MGST aspect and different CGST aspect. Before also in last year, if you aware about the Tanaji movie exemption, so exemption was available for the HGST but was not available for the CGST. So these are instances where in the past we observed that there is a differentiation between the CGST at central level taxation and the state level taxation. But because of such a circular, the risk has increased drastically. And in days to come, one can say you have to check the MGST circular also. So don't rely only on the CGST circular and apply blankly to the MGST. Please refer MGST whether the same circular has been issued under the MGST Act or not, and or whether any differentiation in that circular. So this is a definitely worrisome fact as far as GST law is concerned, wherein one nation, one tax was the objective of the GST. Second, related to procedural update. So it's online portal update. In the DRC 03, now 2 new tabs are available. So if you select the drop-down list, there are now 2 tabs are available. First, wherein you can pay the liability mismatch of the GSTR1 and GSTR3B. So this tab is available for the payment of the liability if there is any liability mismatch between GSTR1 file and GSTR3B file. Second tab is ITC mismatch. So if any mismatch of GSTR 28 to 3B with the return, then that can be paid through that tab. So this is about the online portal. Now, there are no many updates or GST related update in the last week, but we are going to discuss the budget related. So everyone is knowing that the budget is approaching nearby, and every an industry has in certain expectations from the budget. So today we are going to discuss certain aspects, or one can say certain request made by the industry to the government, and expecting from the government in the budget 2021 certain amendments from the industrial perspective. So what are that representation or request made? First request made by the natural gas industry. So as per the natural gas industry, that natural gas should be or natural gas is to be included in the GST in the budget 2021. The rationale behind that, at present the VAT levied, or the state level VAT levied on the natural gas at a very high rate, like if you refer to the Uttar Pradesh, the VAT levied is up to 14.5%, in the Gujarat 15%. So they had requested that the natural gas is to be included in the GST, so that it will help the industry to reduce the cost. Second request is by the Pesticide Manufacturer and Formulator Association of India. They requested that the rate of pesticide of the rate of GST of pesticides should be reduced to the 5% instead of from the 18%. As per their view, reducing the pesticide rate will help in the growth of the farming industry or the agricultural industry. To grow it in future. Third, related to the real estate. So the CII body demanded that the section 16 should be read with the 17.5, and it should be amended so that to allow the input tax credit of the goods and services wherein immovable property intended for the renting and leasing. So earlier also, friends, in the Safari retreat, we observed that the High Court, or Orissa High Court, had held that the ITC is not available if it is not sold out or it is rented out, etc. So in such a cases, ITC would become huge cost for such industry, and thus this request has been made to the government. Let's see how many requests government would consider in the budget 2021. We will wait for the budget 2021. So these are the certain updates of the last week. So just discuss as every time we will also discuss certain case laws. So in this week we will discuss 2 key cases. One is advance ruling and one is High Court observation related to the constitutional validity. So Delhi High Court recently has upheld the constitutional validity of section 69 and section 132 of the CGST Act. So friends, you are aware that in many of the cases under section 69 or under section 132, assessees are arrested. So in this regard, Delhi High Court uphold the constitutional validity of this section. Now, just to discuss the case, what were contention of the taxpayer. So as far as taxpayer, so taxpayer contention was that the section being a criminal section, as this is an arrest and prosecution provision, has an arrest and prosecution provision, and it is a criminal in nature, they could not be enacted under Article 246A. So Article 246A under the Constitution is introduced for the purpose of GST. You may have read that. So they are saying that it cannot be under Article 246A. Further, entry 93 of the list 1 is where's the Parliament to make the where's the power to the Parliament to make the criminal laws only with respect to the list 1 and not to the CGST. So these are the key contention of the taxpayer. However, High Court has upheld the constitutional validity on the basis of certain key observation. And what are the observations of the Honorable High Court? So first observation of the Honorable High Court is that there is always a presumption in the favor of the constitutionality of the enactment or any part thereof. So it's a presumed that the constitutionality of the enactment. Then as a GST is an unit tax and power of legislation is found to be under single article, that is Article 246A. Thus, the Article 246A should be read with the wide power and should have power to make all the laws of the GST. So this is another observation made in this case. Second, it said that the prosecution or the prosecute are the ancillary and incidental to the power of the levy of the GST. So it's an incidental activity, and it said there is no conflict between the Article 246A and Article 246, as a non-obstacle clause has been added to Article 246A only to clarify that the both Parliament and state legislation has a simultaneous powers with respect to GST. So these are the key observation of the Honorable High Court, and on that basis, they had upheld the constitutional validity of Section 69 and 132 of the CGST Act. So friends, if we read the case, what is the way forward from this case? One can say that whenever there is any arrest under one section 132 or etc., then whenever there is arrest, first it is said that it's check what are the grounds of the arrest. Even the Honorable High Court highlighted that the said person has to be informed the grounds of the arrest and must necessarily produce to the before the magistrate under Section 69(2) within the period of 24 hours. So let's say whether this case is going to be challenged in days to come at the higher forum, that is the Supreme Court or Apex Court. So these are certain. This is related to constitutional validity. In days to come, we will more look after such cases wherein constitutional validity could get challenged. Now, second is related to the appellate advance ruling. So in the case of advance ruling authorities has held that the IGST and compensation cess on receipt of the car, that is on the car which is received or used for the purpose of marketing and promotional activity is not available. Now, friends, whenever ITC or input tax credit under GST Act is considered, we have a negative decision. So one can whether it can be said that there is a seamless flow of the input tax credit or not. Now, in this case, what are the appellants? So appellant using the car for the purpose of specified business purpose means they are using the vehicle for the marketing fleet. That means for marketing and promotional activities. Then they are allowing sales teams to give the car for the customer for the test drive. Then they are allowing the for the purpose of media houses for test purposes. So this is the incidental and ancillary activities for the business. If there is no test drive, how one can purchase the car? So these are the certain incidental activities which are required for the purpose of the business. And as per the advanced ruling authorities, the ITC is not available as this is capital asset. Now, friends, whenever we are discussing the interpretation, we have the revenue biased interpretation of the law always from the advanced ruling authorities. So it is very essential whenever you look, the interpretation should be from the business point of view also. And the main aspect of section 16, that the product or whatever the goods or services should be used for the furtherance of the business should also require to be considered in such a cases. So these are certain case laws we had discussed. So we will meet in the next week.